What's going on, guys? It's Frosty, and for this portion of the podcast, I'm going to be joined with,
Hoontair.
yes, sir. Before we even get into questions, man, I just want to say how honestly like glad and honored I am to have you guys on because you're one of those people that falls into the category of like I know your name, I know you know a little bit about my name, but we haven't got the chance to really like talk one on one or get to know each other, or get super close or anything like that. So you just taking a chance on me with this podcast and hopping on with me just me it honestly means a lot. So
Hey man, I'm glad to be here too.
um is there, before we get into questions or anything where I ask specific things, do you just want to tell us a little bit about away from the camera, away from the live stream chats and stuff like that? Do you want to tell us a little bit about who Hoontair is?
Um, so basically, whenever I'm not streaming, I'm most of the time I'm doing schoolwork because I am a college student. I am majoring in criminal justice and minoring in cybersecurity. So a lot of the time off the camera, that's what I put my main focus into is that. Other than that, it's comes down to my editing when it comes to TikTok and YouTube. I'm always trying to make sure I'm consistent on all platforms. So, yeah.
100%, man. Yeah, no, that sounds like a handful with the major and minor that you chose there. That I know it's not easy.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, I'm only at a community college, so it's only 2 years, but still, 2 years for a major and a minor is not what
Yeah,
people normally do.
yeah, 100%. Um, so getting into the first block, obviously we talked a little bit before we started this, and the first block is all surrounding about like who Hoontair is, like on the camera, on the media, stuff like that, what your inspirations are, stuff like that. So the first question, who or what was your inspiration to start, like, to press the live button the first time?
Um, if I'm being completely honest, probably my biggest inspiration is definitely Scope, just
Okay.
because of the fact that not only is he from Maryland, which I am also from Maryland,
Mhm.
but also the fact of watching his come up and also his entire Phase 5 route,
Right.
because I watched like that entire from like his start all the way until he got in there.
Yeah.
And at that time, I did like, I'd post a video every now and then, but like, I didn't take anything seriously. I didn't stream or anything. But it was like after I watched him do that, it like gave me a lot of motivation to start doing it myself and obviously to one day get to that point.
Right. Awesome. So you said that you would post a video like here and there. Did you kind of like just sporadically, like maybe like once a month, post on YouTube or something?
Yeah, it was just like, it wasn't even like they weren't really edited that well. It was back when I was on console, so it was like all the clips were like 30 FPS and they weren't exactly the best clips, but I would just like throw something together, put a couple clips on there, and then just toss it on YouTube from time to time.
I got you. Would you say you got like a following from that, or would you say that you're like your content creation career really started when you started streaming?
Um, Back then, I wouldn't say. I mean, like I built up. I think it was like maybe a little over like 80 or 90 like subscribers on YouTube, but like it didn't really have any kind of like lift off or anything like that until I really started streaming.
I got you. So, how long did you stream before you started like consistently posting on other medias?
Um, I streamed for probably about maybe like 2 or 3 months before I started like really like deeply indulging myself in other platforms, like obviously posting daily on TikTok
Right.
and starting to get super consistent with YouTube. That platform has been very weird for me with consistency, but recently I've really been pretty consistent with it, I'd like to think.
Yeah. How long have you been streaming on Twitch for now?
I think I've been it's definitely over a year, I know that much, but it's a little bit over a year. I think it's like a year and 2 months or a year and 3 months I've been
Okay.
streaming on Twitch for.
So, what is the schedule that you're looking at? Like when you look at your content creation as a creator, like how often do you upload to TikTok, to YouTube? How often do you stream, stuff like that?
Um, well, when it comes to Twitch, I think that's been definitely my most consistent platform. The only day I take off is I take off every Sunday, just so it gives me a day to like reset mentally, physically, and then other than that, I stream every single night. the rest of the week besides that day. And then when it comes to TikTok, I always make sure to upload a TikTok right before I go live every single day. I even upload on TikTok on the days that I'm not live, which would be Sunday, just to make sure I keep that consistency. Because with TikTok, if you get on For You page, you don't want to get off of it, obviously.
Right.
So keep that consistency there. And then with YouTube, recently, like I said, that's probably my most inconsistent platform. So recently, I've been uploading every Wednesday and Saturday, and that's been doing really well for me. I can't like the support on YouTube's been crazy for me recently, personally.
That's awesome. Um, so you said that you were in college earlier. And you talked about a little bit about being in community college. Is there anything else in your life that kind of like is a roadblock for your content creation to take off like to the next level, or like do you have like another job or something like that, or is like content creation your full time deal?
At the moment, content creation is definitely like when it comes to if you would say a job, it's what I put my all into other than school at the moment. But yeah.
I got you. Um, and then the only other thing I have really to ask is, are you affiliated with any teams or organizations, like just competing with them, stuff like that? Like, is there a team that you are like signed to or something like that right now? Or are you considered
At
a
the
free
moment,
agent in the community?
right now, I'm a free agent. I was recently in a team called Saint Sanctum, but I did leave that team about a week ago. So I've been putting like my all into this Obey RC and pushing to join Obey.
Do you mind if I ask, is there a specific reason that you left Saint? Was it specifically for the Obey RC, or was there another reason that you.
It wasn't really for the Obey RC. It was just the team itself is more focused in other places besides like COD multiplayer at the moment.
I got you.
So I kind of just felt like it was the right decision to make.
Sure, that makes sense. Um, And then just to round out this first block, I guess there are a lot of content creators or people who want to start doing content that are kind of struggling to find their niche or their place in the content community because I mean, YouTube has been around for how many years now with the gaming side of things, it's almost impossible to find an original idea. Is there any tips or maybe tricks that you have that kind of got you to start finding consistency and start finding the success that you have now that maybe have helped to other content creators?
Um, I would definitely say for consistency, it's just getting in a routine of doing it. Because if you get into a mindset where you just know it's just part of your day, you have to do it type of thing, it makes it a lot easier for you to discipline yourself to just do it rather than, because obviously anybody can have a day where they say they're going to stream and then just decide they don't want to. And obviously you could just say you don't want to one day and then that one day turns into multiple days and then you never come back. So disciplining yourself to just keep doing it is probably like the best advice I can give to any content creator because consistency is so key in everything with this.
Right, 100%. Is there anything else that you want to say just about yourself or regarding like the general community before we go into the questions about Obey, which is the main topic of this podcast?
Um, I will say that definitely make sure to surround yourself with people like-minded people because there's definitely some people in the community that can really help you go far and excel in many ways. And there's also, some people where you might not exactly fit in the best with them. You just have to find that group of people that are, very supportive and very pushing to make you become who you really can be in the community.
100%. Like Kyora said earlier, obviously you weren't in the call for this, but Kyra basically stated that if you want to be successful as a content creator, you want to surround yourself with people who have similar content to you. So, um, if a streamer wants to rate out or something like that, they're gonna want to find someone who matches the personality, so their chat can continue to be entertained by someone who provides content very similar to theirs with a similar energy, stuff like that. And also, it's just a lot more enjoyable to be surrounded by other content creators that kind of match your energy and stuff like that, so you can provide content that's enjoyable for both audiences to watch. So rounding out the first block here, let's go ahead and go into the second block. And I would assume it's fair to say that is Obey like the dream team for you,
Um, I would say it's definitely up there. Definitely up there. I mean, obviously, for most people in the community, phase is going to be like the end all be all of teams or organizations that you want to join. But I would definitely say that Obey is definitely like a notch down from that 100%.
right? Um, so why would you say Obey is like that team in your eyes? Like why is it Obey Hoon for you? Like why do you want to grind for Obey?
Um, the team itself, I mean, it's one of those teams that I watched since I was younger. That like I've watched people in the team go on to do bigger things past the team and do big things in the team. And also just having friends that are in the team and friends that I've seen grind for the team and get in. It's a very cool process to see how it all works. Plus, obviously, the team being, you know, like I said, that notch right there at the top too. It's just a very cool thing that a lot of people I think would love to be a part of, including myself, obviously.
100%. Um, Something I started asking about halfway through this. Dubs is the one who actually brought it up to me, but um, I feel like a lot of us content creators that are kind of in this community are around the same age range, where we were kind of like the pre-teen ages when Black Ops 2 and MW3 were kind of the hot games and everything. So FaZe, Soar, Obey were the three top teams kind of on the rise and everything with the sniping community. And we were just kind of sitting around watching their videos. I don't know if you can relate to this, but at least I was sitting around watching these videos, sitting in those little the rocking, what they call them, the like the gamer chairs or whatever that rocked on the floor and stuff like that. Um, and basically like we would just watch their content and like it was kind of like a pipe dream to be part of Obey. I don't know if you relate to that at all.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's like a time period where like I wish I did content. I feel like a lot of people around like our age group wishes they could have done content,
Right.
but like around then, like me personally, my parents were really strict, so like I couldn't do content.
Yeah.
And obviously I had no form of income, so like at the time, all the people who were in those teams all had like the Elgatos and stuff like that to have better clip quality for YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, for
But,
sure.
being around the age of like 13 or 14, you obviously can't get the money unless your parents are willing to support you with that.
Right. So kind of stemming off of that, does it kind of blow your mind a little bit that there are kids out there now just with like within your audience that you have people looking up to you the same way that we looked up to Obey?
Oh, 100%. Like I literally like this is literally something I was thinking about last night was that it's mind blowing to think that like no matter where you are in the community, whether you're a creator who is seen as a massive creator or somebody who's seen as small, you still have people who look up to you in any shape, way, or form. And it's crazy to think about because it's like you have these people that just they look up to you, they want advice from you. They like I literally had a DM last night from somebody who watched my YouTube videos and he said that he started using my settings and that he wanted to start sniping and try to become as good as I am. And I was like just in awe by that because it's like it's something that just makes you smile and it's like it's crazy to think about because I classify myself as a smaller creator, so it's
Right.
like to have people like that, it's really heartwarming.
It kind of just I, I don't really know how else to put it other than just kind of blows your mind a little bit. Like I was talking like I said with Kyora and Doves about this. When someone comes in your stream, I don't know if you have or how often you get it, like someone saying like watching your content really brightens my day, or you're my favorite streamer. Do you ever have people come through and like just drop a comment like that every so often?
Oh, 100%. People have came in and said stuff like that. I've even had people who have came in and said like they've been in like a bad mood and I've helped cheer them up and make their day better.
Hmm.
And it's like as a streamer, it's like stuff like that is just it's so insane.
I don't know if this is kind of the same for you, but when I see something like that, being as small as I am compared to like names like yourself and Doves and Goofy and people like those, seeing a comment like that, like you kind of have to like just be like, hey man, I'm glad I could be there for you on camera and stuff like that. But when you're off camera, kind of just like sends a shiver down your spine, kind of brings tears to your eyes a little bit because it's like I, I don't know, I didn't think I could become that. You know what I mean? I didn't think I could become that kind of um, source of content for somebody to where they feel comforted by what I provide for them. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I had when this was back when I like first started streaming, it was like the first time somebody had ever said something like that, and I've told my chat this multiple times, but like he gave me like a heartwarming message in DMs after stream about like how I made his day better, this, that, and the other. He's having a bad day, and a bunch of other stuff that like I won't talk about. But
right,
like like for that being like one of my first messages to get when I first started streaming, that definitely brought a tear to my eye, and it was just like it's just crazy to think that even if you're a smaller creator, you can still brighten somebody's day just by going live and just doing your thing.
right. I think the first time that we get a message like that really kind of solidifies like, yeah, this is what, because when you start, it may be a little questionable, like, do I want to do content creation as a full time thing? But I think that's one of the first steps that we take as content creators when we get a message like that. It's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing for the rest of my life, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So with this obey grind, like we said earlier, when we were 12, 13, 14, however old we were, looking at teams like Obey was literally a pipe dream to imagine like Obey Frosty, Obey Hoon. Like that's literally a pipe dream, you know. But now that we're in this position where we are this close, and when you are one of the most vouched people in the community, that's who I'm talking to today. You know, the highest vouched people. Um, how long has it been since you went official with your grind for Obey?
Um, I was definitely thinking about it a little like bit beforehand of the RC because the RC has been talked about for multiple months before it happened, obviously.
Right.
So it was already like a thought in my mind to go for it, but it was like when that once that RC dropped, it really like lit a fire into me and was just like, this is what I'm going for. This is what I want to be in. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I think this Obey RC has really brought out the best in a lot of content creators. A lot of people that didn't think they had what it took is are now like posting 3 YouTube videos a week, daily on TikTok, live streaming daily, like minimum 4 to 6 hours a day. Like people who are averaging like 2 streams a week, maybe a YouTube video every other week, stuff like that. Like they're really pumping out content now, and it's really showing people like they have what it takes to be what they always wanted to be with this. And even if they don't make it into Obey, that really just shows a lot of people like this can be for you. Like you do have what it takes, and I think that this Obey RC really sparked a fire in a lot of people, like it did for you.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you see a lot of people start like during our season general, you see a lot of people start to boost their content. They do a lot more and they start to see a lot more ups for sure and within their content. And it's just it's once that RC's over, whether you get in or whether you don't get in, it's keeping that consistency that'll make any creator just go nuts afterwards as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Y-
I think that's what this Obey RC is for a lot of people is like what if they start being a lot more consistent with this RC. I think Obey is going to want to see a lot of that consistency after the fact, because obviously it's kind of been shown through the RC videos that Obey isn't just looking for 1 or 2 members right now. Like they're gonna do a mass recruiting, whether it's with this RC or after it, or there's more RCs to come in the future. There's gonna be a lot of pickups to Obey in the future. Um, they just let go of quite a few members. They lost a few members, stuff like that. This RC is gonna be massive.
Yeah. Also throughout like multiple games as well. Like not only just COD, but
Yeah, one hundred
up
percent.
picking people up through Apex or Val.
One game I've seen a lot of, and I'm kind of confused by it, is I obviously with the emos I've been making and everything with the way that I've been trying to get to know all of these grinders. I've gotten to know a lot of them on different games, different sizes, stuff like that. For some reason, Smite has been very popular for a lot of obey grinders,
It's very interesting. I have never played the game itself, but
and
that's very interesting to know.
it's not like a lot of people in the sense like it's a lot of different people grinding for it, but I would say anyone that averages over 80 viewers consistently and is going for this RC, I would say like a good like 85% of those people are playing Smite right now. And it's very very strange to me, but in a way I can kind of see it because anytime I see any of the managers go live, they're always playing Smite. Like Chris is always playing Smite, people like that.
Yeah.
There's very popular Smite players um in Obey, so I guess I could see it. It just caught me by surprise a little bit. So obviously a lot of people in this community who know your name, they know you for your sniping talent, paired with Doves and Demo and LVM, always in the tournaments. I know you guys play second in a pretty big tournament recently. Are you going for the sniping side of Obey if you make it in?
Um, I would definitely say that like if the sniping side is where I end up at, that's not really my end all be all. I want to be in there as like a content creator more than anything because number one of my consistency through my content and also just that's like more of what I focus on rather than my sniping. I definitely classify myself as a content creator before a sniper 100%. So that's where I would rather be at
Right,
in my opinion.
I get that. Um, and then for your RC videos, I mean, I personally never seen you on anything than Call of Duty. Are you solo like featuring Call of Duty as your game in your RC videos?
Yeah, for sure. Probably it's yeah. Cold War will be and Call of Duty will probably be my main game for a long time.
I got you. Have you ever like ventured off into any other games in your streaming career? Like even if it was just like playing Minecraft for a stream or something like that, have you really dabbled in any other game?
Um, I've messed around here and there and done like because like I said, I don't normally stream on Sundays, but every now and then I'll go live on a Sunday and I'll play like a different game. Like I'll try out Val or I'll try out like a horror game or something just to see how it goes. And most of the time the stream's still like it's still a good stream. It's just it's not obviously like where I put myself as a streamer.
Right. I get that. Um so as a solo content creator, I mean even being with Saint in the past or any other teams prior to that, have you accumulated any like sponsorships or team affiliations like as a solo content creator, like just Hoontair, like use code Hoon or whatever?
Um, I've gotten DMs from a couple, like I'm pretty sure a couple people, but I don't really like. It's one of those things where it's like I don't need or not. I don't. How do I put this? Um,
You don't feel
I don't.
you'll reach a benefit from them?
Yeah, I don't feel I would reach much of a benefit from them, but also at the same time, it's like I don't want to become sponsored with somebody unless like I know the product 100% is like a top tier product that I would want people to be using my code for.
That's fair. I get that 100%. Um, that being said, obviously we both know that Obey comes with a lot of perks being in the org and stuff like that. Is there a specific affiliation that you are most excited about with being a part of Obey in the future?
I would definitely say G Fuel 100%
I think that's
because
been the first one that everyone has said. Uh,
yeah, we all love G Fuel, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's like they're the biggest energy supplement that
yeah,
any person would want to be affiliated with.
no one comes close. They're probably the most active too. I think there's a new flavor like every other week right now. Um, they're definitely the most notable company I can think of when just affiliating with gamers. Um, but yeah, no, G Fuel all the way. Obviously, anyone who knows me, anytime that I'm live with my camera on, like my main reputation I have in the community is my G Fuel towers. So
See that you
uh,
got quite a few.
yeah, everyone knows the G Fuel grind that I've been up to, but that's definitely the goal for a lot of people here. I've heard a lot of gamer advantage with the glasses, and I've heard a few people say Scuff. I think Scuff is the one that I'm most excited about after G Fuel, obviously, but there's quite a
Is
few
there any
companies.
flavors? Is there any flavors back there you don't have?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of flavors I don't have. I I wouldn't even say that I even have half of the flavors. Like I think I have like 38 flavors right now. On the
Mm.
website, there's currently 50 active, and I have some of the discontinued flavors. So there's probably about like 20, 25 flavors that I don't have on the website right now. But as I quit my job and I'm going full time with this, the income hasn't been as consistently, so I can't really just go and splurge on G Fuel.
I got you.
Um, so if you make it into this, with this RC and everything, or even with the people supporting you on obey posts and stuff like that for who the vouch is, what is the hashtag that you've been going with? Is it hashtag like you going obey Hoontair if you make it in, or
Definitely gonna stick with Hoon. That's for sure because in the past that's what I've gone with once I joined teams is I always keep the name Hoon.
I
Plus that's
got
what
you.
a lot of people know me by. Not that there's anything wrong with, my full name being Hoontair, but it's just a lot of people would rather call me Hoon, so that's just what I'd rather go with.
So the hashtag you're rocking with is
Hashtag obey Hoon.
there it is. All right, yes sir. You guys already know. I've said it for everyone on this episode so far. Hoon is no exception. Make sure you guys go to every single obey post that you guys can find. Every single person that's asked who is your vouch, like obey Hoon. You guys know that he deserves this. Like his content proves it. His consistency proves it. The fact that he's still in school and doing his being as successful as is with content creation, stuff like that. The fact that he's willing to be a part of the community projects like this podcast and so many other things in the future. Uh, I see him slaying out in pubs. He's one of the most consistent in tournaments. His I mean, he's all over the place, but he's making it work. You know what I mean? Like this dude is successful in Call of Duty. So make sure you guys show him the support. All of his socials are underneath his camera, as well as in the description, as well as everyone else's. This dude deserves your support. Make sure you go support him all the way to the end. Um, is there anything that you want to say personally about Obey or to any of the grinders that may be struggling to find their niche to kind of get noticed by Obey before we move into the third block?
I would definitely just like the main thing I've been stressing like throughout most of the podcast so far has just been consistency. It's one of those things where it's like you never know. Like it's just like with TikTok, you could post one a day and you could look at your views and to say, "Oh, this TikTok's only getting 50 views. Oh, this one's only getting 40." And then, you post consistently, and then you just have that one that hits instead of 40 or 50, it's hitting 40 or 50,000.
Right. 100%. Yeah, like he said, any of your content can pop up at any time. But if you just post like 1, 2, 3 days in a row and you don't see any promising remarks, that you just like kind of slow down and you're like, oh man, I'll just do this when I want to. I won't do this and take it seriously or anything like that. I mean, to use a famous quote and be cheesy, I guess, like Rome wasn't built in a day. Treat your channel like it's Rome. Make sure you guys are building up your channel over time because that's going to be the best way that you guys see results. Um, Make sure you're posting something new and exciting for your community to see, stuff like that, and just consistency all the way. I think it's been a recurring theme on this podcast so far. Everyone that has been successful and has been featured on the podcast today is all about consistency, and there's a reason why. It's because consistency is very important as a content creator.
100%.
Um, so moving out of the second block, we move into the third block, and before I ask the question or anything like that, the third block is all about the hot takes, getting the the killer opinions from the community that usually get people fried in the comments, stuff like that. The fun portion of the podcast, if you will. Um, how far does your Call of Duty knowledge date back to? I guess when did you start playing Call of Duty?
Um, I would definitely say probably. Well, I started playing on Black Ops 2, so from Black Ops 2 forward, I would say would be most of my knowledge.
Okay, and you played pretty much every game since, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I usually have a popular question that gets people in the most trouble on the podcast, I guess, and it's I usually send people a list of every Call of Duty and have them rank them from worst to best, and obviously that's gonna get the biggest reaction. But as someone who doesn't have the most extensive knowledge of all of the Call of Duties, I think we're gonna go with a more popular question that people eh, doesn't get them in as much trouble as that question, but still gets them in a little bit of trouble here and there. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list a weapon class out of each of the seven major categories, and I'm going to have you choose what you think is the most overpowered weapon in your mind from the history across the Call of Duties of that weapon class. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It sounded like a very unsure yeah. Okay.
Let's just start it and see what happens.
Sure. Okay. So we'll start with, and this might be interesting getting your POV, I guess, because as far as I understand, you've been a sniper for most of your Call of Duty career. Is that right?
Um, I've sniped in most of the Call of Duties, but I would probably say I was more of a red gun guy back in Black Ops 2, and a lot of it, honestly, the most of the Black Ops games, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4, I mostly red gunned.
Okay.
I sniped towards the end of each game, but like most of the time I was
So you have a little
a
bit
red
of
gun.
red gun experience, I guess. We'll narrow this down to like what is the most annoying to die to. We'll go off that sense. So when you die to it, you're like, oh my god, really? Of course. We'll start with
Um,
assault rifles.
Assault rifles. Oh man. Um, I would definitely say a fully auto M8A1 from BO2.
That's fair. I don't think I've ever heard that one, but that's a fair one actually.
Yes, that thing was ridiculous if you put it switch it to fully auto.
Yeah, 100%. If you knew how to control recoil back then, which there was basically none across the entire game, that thing was definitely one of the hardest hitting ones. Um, we'll just move right into submachine guns.
Oh man. Um, I would probably say a pre-nerfed Vesper from BO3.
Yeah,
That thing had no recoil and it shot as faster than a Scorpion did from BO2.
I think that's one of the ones that I've haven't heard yet, but have always been like, man, you're forgetting this one. Yeah, that's definitely one of the craziest. I think in recent COD history, one that a lot of people are kind of like brushing past because they're trying to think back to old CODs when I ask this, but I think the Tech 9 cannot be overshadowed.
Oh, for sure. I mean, before that thing, I mean, it's considered nerfed now, but before it was quote unquote nerfed, it was two-shotting from literally across the map
Right.
as an
And
SMG, which is ridiculous when you really think about it.
it's nasty. We'll move right into light machine guns. This will be interesting.
Oh man. Um, I I have to go into attachments and then go into BO2 with Target Finder.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
which one? I'd probably say LSAT. Target
Yeah.
Finder LSAT.
Yeah, I think even seeing the image today triggers a lot of people. Just a picture of somebody holding it. It's, it's definitely a really rough patch for a lot of uh Call of Duty gamers that have been in the scene for a while. Let's move into shotguns.
Oh brother. Uh, Probably the Brecci from BO3.
I've heard that one a few times actually. Uh, it was definitely a powerhouse, but I don't think anything for me is more annoying than the pre-patch 725.
725 is definitely not fun. That or the KSG maybe just because of the range it had.
SG was definitely one of the most fun to use though. Like people didn't understand the concept of slugs in BO2, but if you could get behind it and knew how to use that thing, like everyone was abusing the Remington, but I mean, the KSG was bread and butter if you knew how to aim.
Yeah.
Um, let's go into the category that everyone kind of looks forward to the most, I guess. Let's just go right into snipers.
Um, we're speaking overpowered. Oh man.
Just yeah, I guess what I've done with snipers in the past is like, what is the most consistent sniper that you've used? Whether you want to base that on like one shot or like recoverability, so if you miss the first one, you can get right back in. Um, Reload speed obviously is a big deal with a lot of snipers, stuff like that.
Um, I'm gonna give two guns here. One's gonna be a bolt action. One's gonna be a full auto,
Sure.
or well, not full auto, but
Yeah.
semi-auto. I would say the semi-auto is definitely the Barrett from Cold War
Okay.
after buff, and bolt action. I would probably say the MSR from MW3.
Yeah. Both are pretty solid picks. Um, I've kind of gotten heat when I posted this on like publicly on a Twitter post from a popular gamer, but he asked what the most consistent sniper was, and obviously it was a lot of MSR, Barrett, like intervention stuff like that. And I just came out of like left field with it. I was like consistent, and I said Moors from AW. I got a lot of
That,
fucking hate for it.
that sniper was a decent sniper. I mean, I can't really be mad at it because I didn't snipe like that on Advanced
Right.
Warfare. But I definitely used it a few times in the snipers only game that they had on that game, and like I thought it was a decent sniper.
From the kneecaps up, it was a one shot kill. Nobody can tell me that it was like. Obviously, everyone loves MSR intervention, Barrett. Like, yeah, I get it. They're crazy. Like, most notable in history for sure. But when it comes to consistency, I think of one shot damage, and the Moors is the highest damage sniper rifle in COD history. So, the next category we have is pistols.
Oh man. um, I gotta think about this one. I'm not gonna lie, it was very annoying to die to somebody who had a rapid fire mod on either the 5.7 or the TAC 45 from BO2
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
because there was no fire rate cap in that game. So if they had a rapid fire mod, you were basically mowed down instantly.
Yeah, it's and with the TAC 45 being like a two shot, pretty much, it's ridiculous. Like 5.7 having no recoil, it was a pain to deal with for sure.
30 bullets.
Yeah. And then the last category that we have is we consider marksman rifles their own category, and basically we sum up marksman rifles to any obviously any weapon that has been considered a marksman rifle, or a tactical rifle, or anything that is semi-automatic or a burst in the AR category.
Ooh. Um. Hmm. I would definitely. I mean, when I think of marksman rifle, I'm thinking more of like the ones that were used as snipers almost.
Right.
But um, I would definitely say a DMR. I don't know. Honestly, like in any COD that the DMR's been in has been fairly decent as a marksman rifle, and then also definitely the MK2 from MW.
Yeah. Yeah, the DMR is probably the most devastating as of recent COD history, especially pre-nerf. I mean, it's still ridiculous now if you know how to use it properly, but DMR would one shot to the upper chest before it got nerfed. It was ridiculous. Um, But that is all I have for the questions on this. I just wanna say one more time, if you guys aren't supporting Hoon already, make sure you guys go hit up all of his socials. Drop him a like and a follow on his all of his medias, and make sure you go say what's up to him while he's live. As you know, he goes live 6 days a week, um, roughly 4 hours a night, so it's almost impossible not to catch him at least one of the days this week. So you guys might as well go hit him up. When this gets posted, there will be 2 days, 2 weeks left for the Obey RC. So make sure you guys are go spreading your vouches for Hoon. He deserves all the love and support from all of you guys. And that's all I really got. Is there anything you want to say to close this out?
Um, I appreciate you for having me on. That's for sure. This was a very fun experience. My first time doing something like this, and I'd like to say it went pretty well.
Oh yeah,
So,
100%. I think everyone that's been a guest so far has said that this is their first podcast, which is crazy to me considering the reputation a lot of you guys have in the community. It's weird to me that no one has really started a podcast and started inviting you guys on, I guess. So I'm just glad that you guys took the chance on me to come around and show your support, and obviously be the representatives of the community that everyone knows you guys are. So once again, I appreciate having you on, and I am honored that you decided to come on and say what's up for about 40 minutes for the last however long I have before I start editing this stuff. So
of
um,
course,
that's all I got, guys. So this is gonna be the last person that I chat with. So I hope you guys did enjoy the fourth episode of the Eighth Deadly Sin, and make sure you guys are go spreading the hashtags for all of these guys. They all deserve all of the love and all of the attention that you guys can possibly give them. These are some of the biggest goats in the community, some of the highest vouches for a reason. Um, Make sure that you guys go drop all of them a follow and give them love. But aside from that, guys, this is Frostie and Hoon right now. So that's all I got for you guys. So take it easy and peace out.